Hey man, what's up?
I'm doing the Dark Souls fuckability tier list.
Okay, that's cool. I guess. Why are you telling me though?
I need you to come outside so I can, hit you with a truck.
What?
That's how we start our fuckability tier list, man. It's like tradition at this point.
It's happened once.
Oh my god, I knew you were gonna be like this. Just come outside and get it over with.
Fuck no. I'm not going outside. And unless you can drive into the 5th story of a building, you're not hitting me with a truck either.
Oh, I'm not good with heights. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another fuckability tier list where this time around we're covering the Dark Souls bosses. But before we get into that, I've got to cover a few things.
How did you do it?
Build a ramp. By the way, do you have any food? I haven't eaten like all day. Building a ramp works up an appetite, I guess.
God, I can't stand you.
No, that looks pretty good. Okay, so before anyone gets their hopes up, I'm only going to be ranking bosses that are at least somewhat human. Whether it's being able to talk or walking on 2 legs, it needs to have some kind of human aspect. So if you came here hoping to see a guy rank what are basically a bunch of animals and how boinkable they are, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to look somewhere else. Maybe try your local hospital psych ward. I heard a rumor that that's what they're doing there right now. You should go. You should go now before you miss it. Okay, next up, I feel I need to mention the fact that this was supposed to be a video about all the Soulsborne bosses, but upon realizing just how many Soulsborne bosses there are across all the games, I just don't think I have time to do it right now. I'm trying to get this video out in time for Night Rain to celebrate the release. I said celebrate the release. Okay, just gonna put that away for now. Also, I have never played like half of them, and it just felt disingenuous to rank the bosses of games I've never played. On the other hand though, I played Dark Souls 1 for the first time just for the sake of this video. And it was interesting. What the fuck is an STD bomb? How do I use this?
No! 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 No!
That's like permanent, right? Hopefully I didn't just waste that. The fuck you mean talk? Oh my god. Oh, you. That makes sense.
You love White Town?
It's not as bad as people made it out to be.
I heard that if you play white girl music, it's not so bad.
Dude, no. Come on. Oh, I don't feel good. Ooh, souls. I feel a lot better about that now. Ooh.
Oh my god. Swagger Souls.
What are you doing here? What?
Yes, indeed. The dark sign.
You mean I automatically get sent into New Game Plus? Yeah, so that leads pretty nicely into my final point. I may or may not have had no idea that the game starts over as soon as you beat it, and I may or may not have thought I'd be able to go back and do some optional bosses, and I may or may not have run out of time because I didn't know it looped. I missed 2. 4 if you count the DLC, but I don't think that's a huge deal. That's what we have Uncle Fextra Life for. Everybody say thank you to Uncle Fextra Life. Alright, I think that just about covers everything. So with all that out of the way, let's get right into the rankings. First up, we got the Asylum Demon. Dude is monstrously caked up. Like, I'm talking Marvel Rivals Emma Frost levels. I don't know what to do with all that. That's too much for me to handle. The very well-deserved A tier. And I'm gonna throw the Stray Demon in there with him, because, you know, they're the same. Next up, we got the Taurus Demon. Taurus Demon's pretty similar to Asylum Demon, except I guess if you prefer beefcakes over pogs, but I don't really know if I do. For me personally, I think they're B tier. Not terrible, like they're not awful, but now we got our first three-way of the day. The Bell Gargoyles. There's two of them, so there's twice as much opportunity for fun. Plus they have wings. I don't know what you could do with wings, but I imagine if you're creative enough, you could figure something out. I think this is gonna be another B tier. Have you ever been on a date with someone and it was going really good and there wasn't really any problems, but you just noticed they kind of talk about their dog a lot and you're thinking, but that's not like a bad thing or anything. You like dogs. Dogs are cool. You go back to their house and everything's still fine. You meet their dog. It's a cute dog, whatever. And then you go into their bedroom and things start getting hot and heavy. But they let the dogs, there's two now by the way, into the bedroom too. And you're thinking, okay, that's a little weird, but maybe we're just not gonna do anything. But then you do start doing stuff and you're like making out and the dogs are just staring at you on the floor. And so you tell them, hey, do you think maybe we should take the dogs out of here? And they say, no, they're fine. They're good right there. And you go, okay. And then you keep making out and the dogs are now a little closer to you, you notice. And you're like, oh, hey, maybe we should not have the dogs in here. Like, they're are you sure? And then they go, oh, no, don't worry about it. And then you start doing more intimate things, and then there's a dog nose up your ass, and then you're just thinking, okay, I would really like it if the dogs weren't in here right now. And they go, oh, fine, and they shoo the dog onto the floor, but they don't take him out of the room. And so then there's just two dogs watching you while you do stuff, and it's the most uncomfortable feeling in the world. Have you ever had that happen? Because I feel like that's what it's like to be with the Capra Demon. I gotta put him in D tier. Alright, next up we got the Gaping Dragon. Looks about right, but the teeth are kind of throwing me a little. That being said, it does look like there's some spots where it's teeth-free. I think he's B tier. Very well-deserved B tier. Good job, Gaping Dragon. Chaos Witch Queeleg. I got a bit of a hot take. The spider legs don't really ruin it for me. I think if you got like a pool or dug like a deep enough hole to fit her lower body into, it's not that bad then, right? It's not that bad. I gotta say, like, I think she's B tier. Okay, now we got the Iron Golem. He's metal. There are no fleshy soft bits to him at all, which is probably gonna decrease his rank a lot, but I did notice he has one very well-placed hole in his chest. And, any hole's a goal, as they say. I'm gonna put him in D tier. Alright, next up we got Crossbreed Priscilla. By far the chillest boss in the game. She won't even attack you if you don't attack first. Which leads me to believe she is very nice. Very nice and very cool. Plus, she's pretty. She's also got feathers, which I imagine makes her extra soft and stuff. Plus, she has a tail. And if you might remember from my Five Nights at Freddy's video, the more appendages a character has, the higher I'll rank them, because usually that opens up so many more possibilities in the bedroom. And like, just imagine how well she could service your prostate with that tail. An easy S tier. Easy S tier. First S tier of the game. Congratulations, Priscilla. Now we got Ornstein and Smaug. Smough? Smaug? I have no idea. The fat one. Probably the most iconic duo across all of the FromSoft games, and for good reason. They make up for each other's weaknesses, and I think that would translate to the bedroom. You'd have Ornstein with his speed and stamina, and the other one with his brute force, so you could just get absolutely pounded if you want to. There's literally no way you don't have a good time with Ornstein and Friend. Here's where it gets kind of controversial though, because I don't think they belong in S tier. Now let me explain. I know I just glazed the shit out of them, but I think S tier belongs to characters who have some kind of superpower or paranormal feature that would just boost their bedroom performance beyond anything you could get in real life, right? Ornstein and Smog are really, really good, but I just don't think they have that property that makes them better than anything in the real world, if that makes sense. I'm gonna put them at the top of A tier so far. Dark Sun Gwendolyn. Holy fucking shit. My prostate is eating good tonight, boys. S tier. S tier. Next up, we got Pinwheel. No arms, no legs, only one of the heads is kind of in a position you could put your schlong into. The only thing it really has going for it is the ability to clone itself, so you can have up to 3 of him at one time. The only problem with that is 3 times 0 is still 0. More Pinwheels doesn't make it more better because they all suck. I think Pinwheel's gonna be our first E tier of the day. Now we've got Gravelord Nito. The guy is literally a one-man orgy. Oh, there's not enough people? Let me just summon some more. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. Calm down. You cannot go wrong with Nito. I'm gonna say he's our 3rd S tier. Alright, next up we got Seath the Scaleless. He's scaleless, so he's gonna be a lot softer. Plus he has 3 tails that, from what I've seen, kinda operate like tentacles. And let's just say my prostate is quivering with anticipation. Also, because Priscilla exists, we know that Seath is one of the only bosses you can actually do stuff with successfully. That's pretty fucking huge. I think Seath is yet again another S tier. The 4 Kings. So starting off, there's 4 of them. That's pretty good. Or is it? Because the thing about the 4 Kings is, they kind of look like they're made of wood. And I imagine doing anything with them would feel like doing something with a tree. And it'd just be really uncomfortable and splintery and painful and terrible in general. Like, it's not just, oh, that sucked, I never want to do that again. This is, holy shit, I am in pain, this is awful, get me out of here. And I think the fact that there's 4 of them just makes it worse, honestly. The only time I'll say it, this makes it worse that there's 4 of them. I think the 4 Kings have got to be our first F tier. Alright, so at this point of the game, the next 3 bosses are on fire, which unfortunately means they automatically go into F tier, because it's just, you know, it'd be too painful to do anything. But I don't know about you, that's pretty boring to me. So for the sake of this video, alright, that should do it. Let's continue. Now we got the Ceaseless Discharge. I think the name alone should clarify this person's position of power and status, but I think the fact that it's got numerous tentacles should make it very clear this is another S tier. Next up, we got the Centipede Demon. This guy has a lot of heads. He doesn't have any arms. Well, he does have arms. Hundreds of them, in fact. But he doesn't have any hands on those arms, so they're kind of useless. And he has heads, but they're all very toothy, and I don't think they'd be good for anything. I think Centipede Demon is E tier. It wore off. Well, poo. I guess Fire Sage Demon just has to stay in F tier. This isn't personal or anything, Fire Sage Demon. It's not because you have that one bullshit move that hits you no matter where you are on the map. But the potion, you know? Sorry, Fire Sage. You're an F tier. Sorry. We're gonna do the DLC bosses before we get to the final boss, because I feel like that's the right thing to do. So next up, we've got Artorias, the Abyss Walker. Now, you can be the straightest man in the world, but if you tell me you don't think a buff dude in knight armor is hot, I think you're lying. I think you're lying to my face. Now, I think Artorias is easily the hottest character in Dark Souls, and believe me when I say I want to put him in S tier so bad, but I just can't. Very similarly to Ornstein and Friend, I just don't think he has that magical property that makes him better than reality. Sure, he's hot, but at the end of the day, he's just a man. For that reason, I'm putting Artorias at the very top of A tier. So now we got Manus. Manus this might sound weird, is similar to the Taurus demon to me in terms of like physique and like base level hotness. However, Manus's left arm seems to have like stretchy Mr. Fantastic powers, and we all know how well those work for Reed in the bedroom. So I think Manus might be S tier. Alright, and last but not least, we have Gwyn. Gwyn is so fucking aggressive. Holy shit. And my god, that is a compliment. Dude does not let you have a break. Personally, I think Gwyn is in A tier. However, considering the fact that Gwyn is just a husk of his former self, my prostate shudders to think what Prime Gwyn would be like. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you everybody so much for watching. It means the world that you tuned in to see this for some reason. Don't worry, by the way, this is the last tier list for a while. We're not becoming a tier list channel. Also, if you have any thoughts or comments, be sure to leave them in the comments. We'd love to have that interaction with you all. But I should probably get Hayden to the hospital now. He's been bleeding out for a bit. That's all for now. Tune in next time when we'll be ranking every Brendan Fraser character. Fuck yeah, Brendan. Get that blue monkey. Fuck yeah.